welcome back. Channel. We got game number 2 of this double hitter. And welcome back. Channel. We got. And let's take a look at the Cincinnati's lineup for game number 2. It hasn't changed at all except for the pitcher. They're going with the exact same lineup they did in game 1. You got leading off playing shortstop Eddie Casco. Batting second, playing second, Don Blasingame. Batting third, playing center field, Veda Penson. Batting fourth, playing right field is Frank Robinson. Batting fifth, playing first base is Coleman. Batting sixth and playing left field is Gus Bell. Batting seventh, playing third base, Gene Freeze. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Johnny Edwards. And the only change is that on the mound, batting ninth, is Bob Purkey. And now the Milwaukee Braves starting lineup for game 2, and they made some wholesale changes, folks. You got leading off playing center field, Alan Spangler. Batting second, playing second, Frank Bolin. Batting third, playing third, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Bob Boyd. Batting sixth, playing left field is Lee May. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Sammy White. And on the mound, batting ninth for the Milwaukee Braves is Tony Cloninger. So let's get down to the field here, folks, and get this game started. Alrighty, folks, and here's the first pitch from Tony. And right away, that's a base on balls. Not what you want to see. This is an important game for the Braves. Trying to split this doubleheader here with the Reds. And they walked the lead-off batter. Casco's down at first for Blasingame. Here's the pitch to Don. And that is a fly ball in the center field. Spangler's out there today. He makes the catch. 1 out. I'll bring up Veda Penson now. Runner on at first. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit for Veda. We got first and second now with only 1 out. And who's that up now but no other than Frank Robinson, folks. Frank's hitting only .263 on the year. He's gotten off to a rough start. And that's going to be ball 4. And Tony is not having a very good outing here, folks. He just walked the bases loaded. The Braves are going to play back. Coleman's up looking for that double play to get out of this inning, folks. And that ball is hit in the right field. Is that going to be deep enough to get Eddie over and score? Yes, Eddie's going to score, and Veda's also going to motor down the third. So just like that, Reds take a 1-0 lead, and we got first and third now. We got Veda down at third, Frank Robinson at first for Gus Bell. See what happens here. And they need to get out of this inning with only a 1-run scoring. Don't want a crooked number up there. And that's a fly ball to right field. Aaron's got this. Braves are lucky to get out of that with only 1 run, folks. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Reds 1. Braves coming up the bat against Purkey. Purkey's leading the league with his ERA. Let's see what his ERA is. Yeah, his ERA is 2.48, folks. He'll be facing Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews. See if Al can start this game off right for the Braves. And that ball is hit down the third. Freeze has got it. He fires over to Coleman for out number 1. And I'll bring up Frank Bolin now. And Frank's going to hit this ball down the second. And Blasingame's up with it. He fires over the first. Quick 2 outs. That brings up Eddie Matthews. And Eddie's going to hit this ball down the Blasingame. So that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. We go to the top of the second. Reds 1, Braves nothing. We got Freeze, Edwards, and Purkey due up here for the Reds in the second. And that's a fly ball in the left field. Lee Mays traveling out there today. He makes the catch. 1 down. Brings up John Edwards. John's only hitting 091 on the season here, folks. Here's the pitch to him. And he gets a hold of this one off of Tony. And he drives that ball in the right field for a single, folks. Nothing's going the Braves' way here. A guy not even hitting 100 gets on base. Got to bring up Bob Purkey. Bob's hitting a 111 on the season. He's going to try to sacrifice him down the second, get him in scoring position here. Here's the pitch to Bob. And that's a foul ball, strike 1. And that is going to be a base on balls, folks. Trying to bunt, and he walks the pitcher. Tony is not having a good game at all. Not at all. Sure. We got first and second now with 1 out for Eddie Casco. He walked his first time up and scored. And that's a fly ball in the right field. Is that going to be deep enough to get Edwards over? And that's a catcher. And no, it's not. They hold him up at second. Now it's 2 outs with Edwards at second, Purkey at first for Blasingame. He's 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Blasingame goes down. So Tony pitches around the walk. And the Braves get out of it. Hey, Nathaniel, with no run scoring, we go to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-0 Reds. You got Aarons, Boyd, and May. A little different part of the lineup this game, folks. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that is swung on and missed, strike 3. 1 out here in the second. And that brings up Bob Boyd. Bob's hitting 500 on the year. He's only had 2 at-bats, though, folks. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Blasingame calls everybody off. Makes the catch. And that's out number 2. Here's Lee May hitting 242 on the year. And that ball is hit down the Blasingame on the ground. Up with it, fires over to Coleman. The Braves go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the third. Still a 1-run game. Penson, Robinson, and Coleman due up here for the Reds. Here's the pitch to Veda. And that ball is hit down to Frank. Bolin's up with it. Fires over to Boyd instead of Adcock. I have to get used to saying that today. I've just been going with the actual starting lineups, Nathaniel. Yeah, I don't know what the Braves was thinking with this one. Sure, I guess it was all or nothing in that first game, and then the second game lose. If I was lost that first game like they did, I don't know if you've seen it. I sure wouldn't have put this lineup up out to try to get a split. That's for sure. So we got 1 out now with Frank Robinson up. Frank is he walked his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Frank out this time. So that's a quick 2 outs here in the third. See if he can get a 1-2-3 inning here. And of course, I jinxed him because that's a base hit in the left field by Coleman. I always do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I would have never went with this lineup trying to get a split and a double hitter. Sure. So you got Coleman down at first. Bell down at second. Here's the pitch. Bell up at the plate. Here's the pitch to Bell. That's a fly ball in the right field. Aaron's got it. And the Reds leave another one on. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still a one-run game. Tony settled down a little bit since that first inning. Got McMillan, White, and Collinger due up. Let's see what happens here. Here's Roy. He is batting 197 on the year. And that ball is hit in the center field. Veda's patrolling out there today. Pinson comes under it and makes the catch. 1 out. Sam White, this is his first at bat of the year, folks. See what he can do here. And he hits that ball down to Freeze at third for his first bat of 1961. And he's out of there. Here's Tony now. And he helped his own cause. Tony is 0 for 4 on the year. And May got 0 for 5 as he hits that ball down the second. Blasting games up with it. Easy inning for Purkey. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the top of the fourth. We got Freeze, Edwards, and Purkey, the bottom part of the Reds lineup. Here's the pitch to Gene. He's 0 for 1, flew out to left. And he drives this ball in the right field. It's deep, it's high, it's far. Hank turns around and watches that one leave the park, folks. Gene Freeze with a solo home run to right field. And it is now 2-0. I said I was Jenkins about having an easy third inning. There we go. Announcer's jinx. He gives up the leadoff home run. Now we got Edwards up. Edwards is 1 for 1 with a single his first time up. And that ball is hit in the right field. Aaron going back on this one. He's back, makes the catch at the wall. Sure. Tony's having nothing but problems this inning. Lucky there. Brings up his counterpart, Purkey. He walked his first time up trying to bunt. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 2 outs. Gonna bring up Eddie Casco now. Eddie's 0 for 1 with a walk and scored. And that ball's going to be hit down to first. Boyd's up with it. He tosses it over to Tony covering. And that'll end the inning. But Reds score 1 on Freeze's home run and lead this game 2-0, folks. We got the top of the order due up here in the fourth. Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews. Let's see if they can get to Bob Purkey. Hey, Philip. And that's a pop fly behind home plate. Edwards makes it. And that's 1 out. That'll bring up Frank Bolin now. Frank is 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be ball 1 on Frank. Can he take advantage of this count? No. Matter of fact, he pops this ball up. And Casco's calling for it. Makes the catch out there at short. That's a quick 2 outs. And here comes Eddie Matthews. And he pops it up straight up to shoot. And again, Edwards camps under it. And that is the 3rd out, folks. The Braves go quietly. We go to the top of the 5th. Still a 2-0 ball game. Got blasting game. Pinson and Robinson due up here for the Reds. Here's the pitch to Don. He's 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Lee Mays out there today. He camps under it and makes the catch. We're out number 1. And how's Veda Pinson doing? He's 1 for 2 with the single. Grounded out to second. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Veda standing down at first now. For Mr. Robinson. Hello, Mr. Robinson. So here's Frank. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Struck out his last time up. And they get him again. That's a nice pitch by Tony. What about that? Reminded you of Linda Ronstadt, folks. It was a blue bayou. That brings up Coleman. Coleman's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Had a sacrifice fly his first time up in single. And in no sacrifice fly this time. He gets a hold of this one, folks. Squares it up. And he drives that ball in the right field. And Veda's going to motor on down the third. So we got first and third here with 2 outs for Mr. Gus Bell. And he's 0 for 2. He's flown out the right field both times. And he's not going to fly out this time because he hits that ball and it drops right in front of Hank. And Coleman's going to motor on down the third. So we still got first and third now, folks. And it's a 3-0 ball game. Sure. That brings up Gene Freeze. He hit a home run his last time up. Here's the pitch from Tony. And he gets a base hit, folks. This one's hit in the left field. Coleman will score. Bell will stop at second, and the hits just keep coming. And now all of a sudden it's a 4-0 game, folks. They go out and talk to Tony. He says he can get them out of this inning. They say, well, damn well better. Here's John Edwards. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and flown out to right. And that's going to be ball 4. So much for the talk. That sure didn't work. Bases are jammed now. No place to put them. Here's Bob Purkey. Let's see what happens here. And that is a swing and a miss. He strikes out his counterpart, but not until 2 runs score, folks. And the Reds increase the lead to 4-0. We got the big boys. Like I say, it's a different big boys. It's Aaron, Boyd, and May due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that is swung on and missed. And that is strikeout number 2 for Aaron. Sure. He must be feeling the pressure in this game or something. Brings up Bob Boyd now. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to second his first time up. And that ball is popped up in the infield. And again, he pops up to second. So he's trying for the hat trick with pop-ups. Aaron's trying for a hat trick with strikeouts. Here's Lee May. He grounded out to second his first time up. Not this time, folks. That ball is deep. That ball is far. Lee May turns on that and hits that out over right field. Frank Robinson looks up and waves goodbye to that one. Home run, Lee May. Gets the Braves on the board. And it's a 4-1 ball game, folks. That brings up McMillan now. Roy's 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. And all of a sudden, Purkey's gotten into some trouble. He just walked Mac. Mac will trot on down to first. That brings up Sammy White. See if Sammy can do something with his second at bat of the year. And he does, folks, because that ball is driven into right field. That ball is far. That ball is high. That ball is deep. Sammy White with his home run here. Just tied. Well, no, they're down by 1. Makes this a 4-3 game, and the Braves are back in it, folks. How about that? Lee May and Sammy White haven't played in a while. Comes in and hits home runs. And we're here making about half fun of them, Nathaniel, with that lineup. It looks like they knew what they was doing. The big boy, Aaron's 0 for 2. And that brings up Tony. And I think that's going to be it for Tony. They're going to pitch hit for him now that they're back in this game. See who they're going to bring out the pitch hit. They got all the lefties in the lineup, so there's not a lefty on the bench. So who are we going to go with? Let's see. We'll go with Taylor here. He hit a home run in that first game. See if he can come back and do the same thing here. I'm using Apba. rolling Apba and then Digital Diamond version 11 to input the play to keep the stats, Nathaniel. I love this. Wish they had this back in the 80s. Sure, don't have to compile all the stats. It's wonderful. Yeah. It has a board companion. It comes with every season from 1927 until 2022. Yeah. So you can play any board game on here. You just input the results and it compiles the stats for you. It is awesome. And the game itself isn't bad either. You got the Digital Diamond game, and then also you got Status Pro. If you ever played Status Pro's built into this game, so it's a darn good system. Let's see if Taylor can come up here with a big hit. Yeah, like I say, I'm using Apba cards and dice, rolling the dice for Apba, and then inputting the results in the Digital Diamond. So here's the pitch to Taylor Hawk. See what the Hawk can do. He hits that ball down to Freeze. Freeze gets up with it. Easy play. Fires it over to first. So Hawk doesn't come up with the magic we was looking for. So Carl Wiley's going to come out here and pitch. He'll have to pitch a few innings here, folks. That's for sure. So Carl's going to come out to pitch. And it's a 4-3 game now, folks, with those home runs. You had the home run by Sammy White, the 2-run homer, and the homer by Lee May. Got the Braves back in this game. Just like that. So Carl's going to come out to pitch. He's going to be facing Casco, the top of the order, Blasingame and Penson here in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch to Eddie. Eddie's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Aaron's got it. That's a quick out. Braves need a 1-2-3 inning and try to get those bats back up and get back tied up or ahead. Here's Blasingame. He's 0 for 3. He's flown out to center, struck out and flown out to left. And he hits that ball on the ground down the second. Easy play for Bolin. He's up with it, fires it over to first. And that's your second out. Here's Veda Penson now. He's 2 for 3. He scored. See what happens here. And that's going to be ball 4. Veda takes his base. He's down at first with 2 outs for Frank Robinson. And Frank's 0 for 2 with a walk. He struck out both times. See if he can get the hat trick here on Frank. And that ball is going to be hit down to the... Oh, that's a swing and a miss. He's got the Y. Frank Robinson gets the hat trick, folks. How about that? The big boy for the Reds goes down swinging for the 3rd time. That brings us to the bottom of the 6th. We got the top of the order due up. I got both of those systems too. They're both good systems. I plan on with Out of the Park 24. I'm going to do every World Series after I get this done because it's got every team from 1903 until 2022. So my plan is, like to say, to replay every World Series using Out of the Park 24. So you got Spangler, Bolin, and Matthews, and Action PC. That's a great engine. Great engine. So let's see if Al can get off the snide here. He's grounded out and popped it up. And that ball is going to be hit down the Bolin Blasingame, rather, down at second. He's up with it. Fires over to Coleman. 1 out. See if Frank Bolin can get a hit. Now I'm trying to put him out there in the Reds uniform. He's grounded out and popped up also. And that's going to be ball 4. Purkey walks him in front of the big boys here. Got Matthews and Aaron. Can they tie this game or get the Braves the lead here, folks, in the 6th inning? Eddie is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up. Is that a familiar thing? And this ball is deep. This ball is back, going over the left field fence. Eddie Matthews goes the other way, folks, and gives the Braves a 5-4 lead. How about that? There's some magic in the air in Milwaukee today, folks. Looked like they was dead in the water, and all of a sudden they came alive against Purkey and take a 5-4 lead. And there's only one out here for the Hammer. The Hammer struck out 2 times today. Hopefully he doesn't do what Frank Robinson did and has the hat trick. 0-1. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought it was 0-3, but yeah. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. No, that's going to be hit down the first, so he doesn't strike out, but Coleman's going to take that unassisted. And that's 2 outs here. Now let's see if Bob Boyd can get a base hit and keep this going. He's popped up to second both times up. And he hits a little further this time. It's out in right field. Frank Robinson makes the catch. But the Braves score 2 and take the lead here, folks, on the 2-run homer by Eddie. We got Coleman, Bell, and Freeze due up here for the Reds in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Gordon. And that ball is hit in the right field. Aaron in the gap chases it down for out number 1. Nice catch by Hank. Saved the base hit there. And now Gus Bell's up. Gus is 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Got to keep the Reds quiet here, folks. Well, coming back and tying this game up or taking the lead right away. Here's Gene Freeze now with Bell down at first. And that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Gene goes down swinging. Yeah, County Stadium in Milwaukee. That's a nice picture, ain't it? And that brings up John Edwards now with 2 outs and Bell down at first. And that's going to be a base hit in the center. And Bell's going to motor on down the third with 2 outs. We got first and third with 2 outs here. Let's see if Carl can get out of this mess with nobody scoring. We're going to have a pitch hitter here for Purkey. And see who they're going to bring out. Probably going to be Jerry Lynch. Yeah, that's who's going to come out here to pitch hit. It's going to be Jerry Lynch. Bring out the lefty. So let's see if Carl can get out of this jam here. There's Jerry. All righty, first and third, 2 down here. The pitch to Lynch. And that is a fly ball in the center field. Spangler comes in, makes the catch. And the Braves take a big sigh. And they get out of the first and third 2-out situation. Nobody scoring, folks. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 5-4 Braves. See who's going to come out here and pitch for the Reds. Is it going to be Jay Hook or Bronson? Probably going to be Jim Bronson. They're going to bring out Jay Hook. Let's see who's up. You got the lefty, then 2 righties. They're going to bring Jay or Bronson. I think they're going to go with Bronson. Jim's going to come out here and pitch. Bronson's coming out to pitch. He'll be facing Lee May, McMillan, and Sam White here. Lee May homered his last time up, folks. He's 1 for 2. See what he does this time against Bronson. And that's going to be a base hit over short. Lee May's having a hell of a game, folks. He is 2 for 3 with a home run. Lee gets on. That'll bring up Mac. See if Mac can get him in scoring position or something here so the Braves can extend this 1-run lead and give themselves some breathing room. Here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Mac. Can he take advantage of this hitter's count? Oh, I bet. And he comes back and strikes Mac out after getting behind on 2-0. And Mac goes down swinging on the full count, folks. That was a big out. Here comes Sam White. He's homered his last time up. He's 1 for 2 in his brief time up, hitting 500 on the year. See if Sam can do something good again, folks. And that's not going to happen. That ball's going to be hit down to short. That will get Lee May in the scoring position. So 2 outs now, May down at second. And that's going to be it for Carl. So Carl will come out of the game. See who's going to pitch hit here. I think we're going to bring Frank Thomas out here to pitch hit. See if Frank can drive Lee in from second and give the Braves some wiggle room here. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's pouring down rain here. There's Frank. All righty. See what Frank can do here against Bronson. Here's the pitch. And that is hit in the right field. And Frank Robinson misplays this ball, bounces off his glove, folks. And Lee May's going to score from second on the E9. Unbelievable. And you got Frank Thomas standing down at first with 2 outs. Sure, the wheels are coming off the Reds wagon here, folks. In the last 3 innings, sure. That brings up Al Spangler now with Frank down at first. And the Braves are up 6-4. And that's going to be a single over first. And Frank's going to motor on down the third. Frank does cut this ball off and avoids a double. Spangler's down at first now with two outs. And on a 2-ball pitch, Spangler takes off for second. That's called strike 3. And he's going to steal second, folks. So the Braves got 2 in scoring position here. It's second and third with 2 outs for Frank Boland. Aggressive base running by Al Spangler. See if Frank can even increase this lead some more. It's a 2-1 count on him. And that's a fly ball into center field. Penson makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Braves score 1 and makes it a 6-4 ball game as we go to the 8th. And they're going to bring in Don McMahon to come in and get a 2-inning save here, folks. Yeah, it's pouring and lightning and thundering right now, Nathaniel. Sure. I don't want to jinx myself by saying anything. Alrighty, he's going to be facing the top of the order, Casco, Blasingame, and Penson here in the 8th. See if Don can get a 2-inning save here. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. McMillan's not helping Don out any. That's an E6. He muffs it, throws over the first, but Casco makes it there before the throw. So here's Blasingame up now with Eddie down at first, nobody out. And that's going to be an infield hit, folks. And McMahon's having trouble here. It's first and second, nobody out. And that'll bring up Penson. So here we go. And that ball is hit back, I think, to the mound. Yes, it is. And Don spins, throws down the second with McMillan covering over the Boyd. That's a 1-6-3 double play. That's a pitcher's best friend, and he helped his own cause. Casco will make it down to third, but it's 2 outs here for Frank Robinson. Frank's 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times and walked. It's a little scary. He may be due. And no, how about the golden sombrero for Frank Robinson? Has the big error the previous inning, and now he strikes out. Sure, the golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts on the game for Frank Robinson. He is struggling this year, folks. That's one reason the Reds ain't dominating like you would think. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Matthews, Aaron, and Boyd due up here in the bottom of the 8th. And that's a base hit in the right field. Eddie's aboard. He is 2 for 3 with that home run. Having a good game here. Here comes the Hammer. The Hammer's struggling today. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to first. See if the Hammer can get something going. And that ball squared up, folks. The Hammer's going to do some hammer time. And that ball is hit down the right field line. It's bouncing around out there. And like I say, Frank Robinson is not having a good game at all. He picks it up, and that brown-eyed handsome man's headed to third with a triple, folks. The Hammer hammers it down there. And that's a 7-4 ball game, folks. And the Braves are starting to pile it on. The Reds will bring the infield in with Boyd up. They can't afford to give up any more runs here in the 8th. And that is a single in the left field. Oh, Hammer walks in, and that is 8-4, folks. And that is it for Bronson. They're bringing in the hook, literally and figuratively, because they're bringing in Jay Hook here. Bronson was not the answer, that's for sure. Let's see if Hook can get it done here. Here's Lee May having a heck of a game, 2 for 3 with a home run. See if he can keep this up here with 1 out and Boyd down at first. And he can, folks. That's a single in the center field. Boyd will stop at second. Lee May's having one fine game. Woo. And everybody was wondering why he was playing in Sammy White. So we got first and second now and nobody out for McMillan. And Mac, he's 0 for 2, but he's walked once. Let's see if he can get off the snide here. And that's a line drive down the third. No, sorry, that's a ground ball down the third. Freeze steps on the bag. He fires over the first, and that's a 5-3 double play, folks. And they get Boyd out at third, and May will head down the second with 2 outs now. And here comes Sammy White up. See if Sammy can do something. He's 1 for 3 with that 2-run homer. And that's a swing and a miss, I believe, strike 3. Nope, that's a high pop-up. And Blasingame got it. Now to win the inning, but the Braves scored 2 more, and it's 8-4 as we go to the top of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic, as RJL will say? Hey, Ken, this has been a wild one. Sure. And Braves got down by 4 and came back and scored 8 unanswered runs. I didn't think they would be able to do that against Purkey. We got Coleman, Bell, and Freeze due up here in the 9th against Don. Let's see if he can close this game out. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. The Hammer's out there. He catches it for out number 1. Brings up Gus Bell now. Gus having a heck of a game. He's 2 for 4. And that is a pop-up on the infield. Eddie Matthews calls everybody off, and that's a quick 2 outs here. And that brings up Gene Freeze. The Reds are down to their last out. Let's see what happens. And that is a swing and a miss, and that's the way to end this game, folks. And the Braves come back and win 8-4. Let's take a look, get a split in this doubleheader. Take a look at the box score here, folks. The power was turned on after the 5th inning. Four runs on 11 hits by the Reds and 1 error. They out-hit the Braves, but only scored 4. The Braves 8 runs on 9 hits and an error. You had Veda. He was 2 for 4. And then you had Bell and Coleman, Bell, and Freeze and Edwards. The bottom part of the order was the killers here. You had the home run by Freeze, but the Reds left 12 men on base, folks. That was the killer, 12 men on base. And like I say, the Braves, you had Lee May, 3 for 4. And you had Matthews, 2 for 4. And that was your big boys. And along with Sammy White with his first hit of the year was a home run. How about that? Hank Aaron with that triple. Sure. And the Braves only left 3 on. That was the difference. When the Braves got runners on, they cashed in. Yeah, they did, Ken. But like I say, it was crazy. Bob Purkey just didn't have it today after the 5th inning. 6 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and he gave up all 3 home runs. It was just bombs away. When he was getting the ball over, they was smashing it. Then Bronson came in, pitched an inning, and didn't do well at all. 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and struck out 1. And the Hook came in and pitched a decent inning, 1 hit. And Tony got off the snide there. He didn't do well at all. Pitched 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 5, and gave up the home run. Carl came in and did a great job. 2 innings, 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 2. And Don came in for a 2-inning save, 1 hit, struck out 2. And that was your ball game, folks. We got 4 other games here, because the Giants and the Pirates play a doubleheader. So the first game is the Cardinals going up to Chicago to take on the Cubbies. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Leading the league in saves. You're exactly right. Yep, with 16. See what happens here in Chicago. And the Cubs win a close one. The Cardinals 3 runs on 8 hits and no errors, and the Cubbies 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. And it looks like old Ron Santo had a nice game, 2 for 4 with 2 of the 4 RBIs. And you got the Dodgers heading over to Philly, take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's see what happens here. Poor Phils are having a terrible year. And the Dodgers win a close one, 4 runs on 13 hits in an error. The Phillies 3 runs on 11 hits in an error. Now we got a double hitter in Pittsburgh. You got the Giants traveling there to take on the Pirates. See what happens here in game 1. And the Giants beat up on the Pirates. 6 runs on 13 hits and 2 errors. Pirates only 2 runs on 9 hits and an error. And Cepeda had 2 RBIs. They add on to his leading RBIs. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see if the Pirates can bounce back here and get a split in this doubleheader. No, the Giants sweep it on a close game. 2 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Pirates 1 run on 5 hits and an error. So let's take a look at the standings here. And we'll look at the leaders here after July 2nd rather. The Braves are only 2.5 games up on the Giants now. The Cardinals are 4.5 games back along with the Reds, tied for 3rd. Cubbies are 8 games back. Dodgers 8.5. Pirates are 10.5 games back. And like I say, the lonely Phillies 21.5 games back on a 7-game losing streak, folks. Sure. Let's take a look here at the National League leaders. George Altman still leading the league with a .350 batting average. Willie Mays has got 24 home runs. And like I say, Orlando Cepeda with his 72 RBIs. You got 3 Giants leading the league with home runs. Alou with 21 and Cepeda with 20. Eddie right there with 18. Hank, he's slipping down in the batting race. He's hitting .328 now. He was like 3rd or 4th in the league. See here with the pitchers here. And man, that ball game really hurt Purkey. He was leading the league with a 2.48 ERA. He slips down to 2.74. Still not bad. Joey J leading the league with a 2.49, just a little better than Mr. Spahn with a 2.5 ERA. Marichal with that great game moves ahead of Purkey. And then Jim O'Toole, 2.97. So the Reds have gotten 3 pitchers and they're starting rotation with under a 3 ERA. And like I say, how many wins do they got? You would think they would be freaking dominating the National League, but their bats just ain't coming alive. 41 and 35. You would think they'd have about 50 wins, sure, with a pitching staff like that. You got Spahn leading the league with 10 wins. You got Joey Jay with 9 wins. And how about that? Carl Wiley with that win out of the bullpen gets his 9th win of the year for the Braves. Ain't that something? Sure. And like Ken said, Don with his 16th save of the year. Roy Face is keeping up with him with 10. And in the MVP voting in the National League, you got Cepeda leading the league. Willie Mays is 2nd, followed by Matthews and Aaron. Frank Robinson probably took a hit with that golden sombrero effort there. And Warren Spahn's leading the league in Cy Young voting over Carl Wiley, his teammate. How about that, folks? Joey J drops down to 3rd. All righty, I want to thank Ken Castro and Nathaniel for stopping in here in Milwaukee and watching the game. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Oh, exactly. Me and you both, Ken. I love doing these old seasons. Yep. Like say, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like button and leave a comment, folks. Until next time, y'all have a great day and y'all take care. And I think Legends later on the night, Ken's going to have the game 7 of that American League um, playoffs at 11 or 11:30, something like that. So I'll be checking that out. So catch you there maybe. You have a good one, Nathaniel. Oh, thank you, Nathaniel. I appreciate it, bud.